Some people say they want this senator. They're breaking all the law. The law you really breaking the law, but you want to go up. You know why people want to go up? Because they want to increase the time. They say they are too short. You cannot be a cancer, then you want to run global. You cannot be a lawmaker that disrespecting the law that we made ourselves. Then you say you want this senator, and then you waste your time. Nobody here can be for the government equal to me. But when we can be what is not happening, and it will never happen. The only thing they are there for, when last people were there, government even say, sacrifice people. Don't know when you say, give me 1%, I won't go in law. But they sit down over there in point their family post because they need work. And the person that needs work, and the person sacrifice post they want there. We implore our family because some people are happy. Because it is a time to be happy. It is no other time when the country is not better. It is every time when the country is better. And we give this as a challenge to all of you people. 2029, we may be on the ballot for the presidency. Where we will come here and say, you people will have to appoint a commissioner for sacrifice. They are educated people. It's not about education. It's about how well you govern your people. They are people that have degrees. We know nothing. The only person with every people that they can achieve nothing from. Our marketeers will come to power. In every country, bring out our marketeers, spring runners, and younger boys to empower themselves. The money is there, but everything is long way to carry the benefit of. Because we are close.
What did Paladino Yaga Koluba? You go for Yaka. Yes, for Bene. Because Yaka and the one that is talking to you was. So you are telling to me Yaka because a battle. Oh, you get to be talking to the president. It's not a good thing. Yes. They're happy. Saying that you and what I am not happy to you. When you are not going to betray Yaka or betray and great people and not today. Yaka are not going to be passive. You understand? You have to get them out of there. You can't walk for Yaka. It's not going to run. You go for Yaka? Yes, yes, yes. They want to respect Yaka for there. We don't want to respect Yaka for there. We don't want you. They see the young people for there for Yaka. They are for there for Yaka. Let the people fight people again. Then you say, what are they not to tell the country they for wrong? You say you're going to talk for wrong for the country. Now you're calling them more for wrong for me. People are dying every day. You said the president government is the most corrupt one. No, I'm coming down. So I will shot you. You shot me then for that boy. I can't call you back. My boy, I can't call you back. I'm not talking to you. Then you for that boy. I can't call you back. Now I want to let my day. They will send you down. I can't call you. Then you for that boy. I can't call you back. Anything I do for me, my people, no other person. Then you leave. I can't call you back. Who don't know? They don't know you. I was just saying, go. Take that day. I can't call you back from there. Now you know. Maybe I'm not doing it. I can't call you back in our house. Okay. All right, we're coming to anything you want to say for now before we leave you. Thank you so much.
Yes, we are best. You know, see, because someone else is going to say, they are one corner, they do our own day. And they tell the other police maker they won't do our advance. You can't continue for it. Tell him to forget about your company by it.
Hello?
Yeah,
man.
My son, you made mistake.
Mother.
I heard you last night, me and Kun indeed to move Papa. Absolutely, after the whole election, and in my corner. If you hear my preaching most Sunday, you will conclude that I'm right. Will you rescue as a nomenclature after winning? The broadcaster don't even answer my phone. They don't pick me up. They don't lay me down. They don't even have time. I don't talk. Yeah, I don't talk because God knows why it's happening. And everything I will accept it because our son Kun is vice president to him from Nimba. The Nimba people will not understand if I start hating on Boyka. The Senate started a trap for Boyka. When we have wrote, the Senate did a comprehensive report of their findings and attached the Supreme Court ruling and the amnesty law and everything. And the position statement for those commissioners who decided from Brady to where and said the way forward is a Panama House discussion for peace. Then when Boyka come now, he is deceived by coming there, the Dillon there, Nombi there, and he's now where he's just thinking, what kind of way Boyka, what kind of thing? He want to go after people? Then, the CDC still control the lower house, the upper house. So they went, some kind of thing they did, but they did a resolution that passed. Yeah, because of money crossing. Yeah. Then they sent it to the Senate. Then something happened. Wow! All that they almost signed to Yombi house. Then they brought it that Tuesday morning. They didn't tell me they had it for me. Then when I heard what was happening, it was remain 2 persons to sign. That was me, that was Bani, Jim Bani. Now when I went to Kun, I said, what is going on? You were here when we had sent paper, and you were here with our own leadership, and we sent the report with all documents, legal documents, to guide where. Then Boyka benefited from the 2010 decision by the Supreme Court to be involved in the election in 2011 because he was not wrong with that. You're right. He benefited. You're right. Then after serving our Bible for 12 years now, he's now president now. We finished campaign for that kind of Ome, and he was president. So what is wrong with No. Resolution is not a law. So, following the resolution, we agree. Bring it on. When Boyka send a bill, they will not put all the law they put in now.
When they welcome me, they say they were freedom fighters. When they welcome me, they say they were liberators.
We embellish. When you are a sales representative, you are a salesperson, you're selling a commodity or a product. Your job is to embellish.
What kind of people
Did you think I knew, or did you think I mistook?
You freedom fighter, you raping
an old man who belongs to the dustbin
freedom fighter, you killing our children.
With a cake, a man who
freedom fighter, you
destroy our computer. No. We made a compromise. We said, we compromise. And we believe you were a good man and were sympathetic towards you. We in all Nigerian and rejected you could rescue. We call you rescue. How could you rescue the country or even rescue your own finances? 12 years after I'm vice president, we have to be begging for money all over the place, raising money to sustain.
When they welcome me, they say they were liberators. When they welcome me, they say they were liberators. But when they need their time,
it's a dysfunctional juggernaut led by who have bought into this life which we created, we are sucking the life out of now.
You freedom fighter, you raping our youth.
Nothing in our we put in yourself, but think about
freedom fighter, you destroy our country.
Call us insignificant. When you were in political nobody after 2017, and we resurrected that dead political carcass of yours. You
You show us ingratitude and wickedness. Where are you? George, we are. We did. The issues about which we disagree with us are still issues that we're concerned about. We're not here to give you power so that you turn it over to Jeremiah King, Prince Johnson. Jeremiah was Liberian.
One more freedom for one more freedom for
Oh, yes, indeed. What a great day. What a wonderful opportunity it feels to be back behind these microphones, to engage on the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning from the nation's capital, in Monrovia. What a way we'd like to welcome all of you to this splendid edition of the nation's premier breakfast platform, the Freedom Morning Rise on Freedom 87.9, where we discuss the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. Without fear nor favor, we speak truth to power. Welcome and welcome. You know, whenever you hear the song, and this is the introduction.
When they were coming, they said they were liberators. When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they came their time,
they changed their mind.
When they came,
what do we see around today?
They changed their mind. What kind of people they so? They are freedom fighters. What kind of people they so?
Oh yeah, when the freedom fighter turned to budget manipulators.
They are freedom fighters. The freedom fighter you killing.
Fingering the national budget.
Freedom fighter you destroying our country.
Illegally transferring money meant to affect life and the people. So they will create this situation and say, oh, this money is going to health, this money is going to the airport. And after everybody has forgotten, they will go back and transfer president office. Oh, what a great day. Welcome to all of you, our friends, and our followers. To those of you in the diaspora, it's always a good thing to have you join us right here on the big station, Freedom 87.9. There are too many things to talk about, lots of things happening in Liberia. And yes, indeed, what a great way to engage.
I'm a freedom fighter. I'm a freedom fighter.
Today we are going to be looking deep into several issues. Primarily, conversation is going to be centered around the December 17th protests organized by STAND, civil society STAND, chaired by Mobake Molo. Oh yes, the protest is tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 17th of December. And it's important to understand the nature of the protest, how it's going to be like, so that you know how you go about the daily routine. But tomorrow again, civil society, citizens, the young people, those affected by illegal demolition exercises, those affected by flood whose mornings were squandered, will be coming out tomorrow. Families and of course kinsmen of the King John massacre will also join in. It's a call for justice, a call for legal running of the country, and it's everybody's business. So yes, indeed, a moment to send a caveat, a moment to send a signal to the narcissists in power. Now look, this is not Boy Scout.
When they were coming, they said,
so we look deep, talk deep about the December 17th, the upcoming protest is tomorrow. It's just right here. Today's the Eve. So on yesterday, we heard the police, they're going to erect checkpoint, they're going to be all over the place. And all. There's heightened mysterious death and discovery of bodies with past extracted that's been happening across Liberia, different parts of the country, from Bong to Nimba to Margibi to Montserrat. Bodies everywhere, past extracted. What is going on? You see police officers fill in pickups passing up and down. But then you go to the police station, you report your case, you can get police officers to go there to make arrests. The communities are left vulnerable. And the police are just in pickups with guns passing around. I don't get it. We'll talk about that. Oh, yes, indeed. And a big one, of course, we talk about the Bokero and LDEA saga we have been observing. And it's important that we have some say. As citizens have begun a campaign for Bokero's release. It's the core genuine. It's the core appropriate. In the face of others are saying that, oh, the law has to be the law has to be applied. And sometimes you hear people say the law, what do you know about the law? When you say the law has to be the law, in the instant case, what do you know the law says about that? It's one thing to say the law has to be the law has to be indiscriminate. But the law is contextual. You need to understand, you need to read, you need to talk to people, understand. Yeah, basically we're going to help this morning look at that, plus other drug related cases. Folks, the ship and size of the conversation plus other training issue making news in Liberia right here on the Freedom Morning Rise on Freedom 87.9. My name is Abu Sharif, and of course it is the festive season, but the city looks like a ghost town. Empty streets, quiet activities, no buying, no money in the town. So guess what? Yesterday we just decided, when the vice president and his team took charge of this whole yellow machine thing, and so they were passing all around and making some outlandish statements in terms of hyping the hope of Liberians as though all was under control, and of course the machines were going to be here in this 2025. And so as we have passed the midpoint of 2025, I asked on yesterday, where is the machine? We're almost concluding December. At an unrelated event, the finance minister said, in fact, said Abu Fini talking this week, we will make first payment. Oh my God. I never see this to amaze me. Folks, welcome all of you. It's a good thing to have you right here. Today is Tuesday, and of course, it's another day to win cash. For those of you, the cash giveaway followers and of course participant is an opportunity to join us this morning on *255*1#, *255*1#, because the more you play, the better your chances are to win. And so make sure you have at least 50 Liberian dollars on your mobile money SIM card or phone, and dial the code *255*1# this morning. *255*1# this morning, and qualify to win yourself some of the prizes right here, just as others have been winning. All right, so that is it. Keep playing. The more you play, the better the chances are to win. And of course, you got good morning. Welcome.
Good morning to you, Abu. Good morning to Liberians following us. It's good to be back here behind these microphones. As always, we were promised to be here, not knowing how it's going to be possible. But God has always been with us, and it's showing that yes, He can give us another day to come back here and sit and talk to you, the Liberian people. So yes, for that we are always grateful, and we are back here this morning. Today is the 16th day in the month of December, so you got 14 days to complete, or make it 15 days to complete the year 2025. So 2 Thursdays from now, you'll be talking about 2026, and that's why it is. It's the first, second, third Thursday from now. You're going to be talking about 2026. So yes, you have to put yourself together. All of what you've been planning as an individual, in fact, as a group or whatever, as a country in general, all of what you've been planning. This is the right time to start to climax all of those plans, so that as soon as you hit 2026, you can start moving in full swing with all of what you've planned already. Like Abu and I are planning to take a break. Let's hope to see how it works out. But yes, we're grateful to God for the gift of life. And like Abu said, the cash giveaway is here. And since this is the Christmas period, we have always said to you, we want to give out cash to you because it is becoming clear that things are difficult. Not many of you, even up to now, have a clearer understanding of what the celebration of the festive period will look like for you, because up to now, those you used to pick up phone and call, they are no longer around. The few that you have, they are not responding to your calls and in fact messages. So you are not even setting about how you celebrate the independence, not the independence, but the festive period. So we are here from the Freedom Family in partnership with Wings Liberia. We are here to say, hey, you can use 50 Liberian dollars or 25 cents USD. And yes, so for those of you, the Orange and Lone Star subscribers, maybe if you get money, Orange money, now you can just swap it to your Lone Star and just play.
Oh, they started
every time. That's why,
right?
yeah, today is the 16th. Let's hope that it has started.
Well, you know the cost, you know the tariff.
So that's why they did not. That's why they did not say to us. They made it appear like it was going to be something like it is done normally. But let's
government looking for 1.2 billion.
Yeah, let's hope to have an understanding of what the cost will be like for our people.
Thank God I got both Lone Star and Orange.
Yeah, so
you
we're
my
gonna try
Orange.
it.
You send my Orange. You get my Lone Star. You send my Lone Star. Nobody come and get your
excuse again.
Free. How you call it? Yeah, right. But yeah, you're right. And so, folks, that's it. We got a lot of things on the menu this morning. Too many things to run over. You know, we're putting in and closing down on the year, right? As you know it, we've already announced that we'll be taking our year-ends break, which is, of course, something that we need at this point. So we like to We want to cover a lot of areas and just bring some of them up for you. So let's take this break with Crime Stopper Liberia. And once we come back, we just rumble through the issues right here on the big station, Freedom 87.9. My name is Abu, and of course, here guys here, pretty seated together. We're going to drive you straight up to 10 o'clock this morning, right here.
About music, there are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hand for the right authority. That it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you reach or you wait for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Okay, Crime Stopper Liberia, the official partner and sponsor of the Freedom Morning Rise and Freedom 87.9. So the Win Liberia cash giveaway is there, like Higa said, and we have been saying that this is the festive season. We know too many things now, season. So about these 5,000s and 10,000s can help to get you started with some stuff. So fellow Liberians, we've always taken our position on national issues, and you can bear us witness. As much as there are elements out there who believe that because feelings, so they will want to call us name, they want to disparage, the credibility of the information that we share. But the record shows that almost everything that we've spoken to have been the facts, and they've always, unveiled themselves at appropriate times. When the Capitol building leadership crisis started, we told you clearly that, look, what we are seeing happening is illegal, and it's against the Constitution, and the procedure were wrong, blah blah blah, and that we weren't doing the right things. People felt like, oh, we're talking, and they say, oh, that political things. We challenge even lawyers. At the end of the day, what did it turn out to be? When we went to the Supreme Court declared that, oh, the very thing those young men are saying on the radio daily about this is true. Government, it's not about what the government will do, whether the government will accept it or not, but it's about speaking to what the facts are, what the reality and
what the law says.
Yeah. So we're always on the side of rightness. So unknowing. However, then we move past that. We told you the fire burning to the Capitol building happened. When that happened, We look at it, we did all our we're not forensic investigators, we're not even investigators in terms of security, or if you may, a crime scene or crime investigator, all of that. We're just journalistic investigators. So talking to the experts and the people who are knowledgeable about these things, we came here again, we told you that, look, the fingers and the people that the fingers are being pointed to are not the people. Somebody is scapegoating something. These things are not correct. Oh, argue about it, all kind of things. Some people cause people, say this, that, blah, blah, blah. Now the matter has reached a point now, right? And it's getting interesting. But the regime and all of its apologists have elected not to speak a word about the fact, and most of you out there think that whole case going on, but the regime is getting bloody nose from the look of things. They're prime witnesses, the people they're depending on to go prove clearly that all the people that they get in jail, the people cheering the guy in jail, the people they get are going proof prima facie that when they present their evidence, you see it clearly that these people are the people that executed the burning of the Capitol building. They will go there, they get fumbling. But anyway, so a colleague of ours who reports from the Temple of Justice and has been there, all right, for quite a long, very experienced young Liberian journalist, is going to bring us up to speed with what the situation is currently, right? And all of the different twists and turns that are happening around the Capitol Arsenal, just to keep us in the loop of what is going on, because we like to know who burned the Capitol building. Before it was the government position, we won't know who burned it. So they start saying it. So we are saying we won't know who burned the Capitol building. It has always been our cause, though. Right? We only said that the way the government was proceeding, they were trying to shield the realities and the facts. So now we're there. Let's talk to Mrs. Jackie Dennis, a Liberian journalist assigned at the Temple of Justice, and has been following this case, this whole arson trial. Currently, you have on the stand the crime services boss at the Liberia National Police, right? Who is on the stand, and of course, he has been providing testimony. Jackie, good morning. Welcome to Freedom FM.
Good morning, Abu.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Basically, we just want to tap in your judicial experience and, of course, activities around the Capitol arson. Not much has been heard in the public, but we know the situation is ongoing. So basically, what do we need to know in terms of what is the status of the case as we speak? Has the main trial begun already?
Yes, the trial has begun. The trial has begun December now with prosecution first witness, Raphael Wilson, taking the witness stand. So from the 9th to the 16th, we have been on the stand for 8 good days. And he is still on the cross-examination.
How has the cross-examination been so far, being the first witness from the prosecution?
So, you know, the cross-examiner will want to know, because it's like you make the defendant. So the cross-examination and the cross-examiner will want to know how these guys were linked to the whole trial. So on yesterday, Raphael testified that Vehicle 98, the core law. So according to him, he said they arrested the vehicle 98. The movement of defendant Edward Thomas. So on a cross-examination, the witness told the court that vehicle 98 was arrested at the Capitol building and later taken to the Liberia National Police headquarters. He further claimed that while the vehicle was initially determined to
So no link. So at the time they arrested the vehicle, there was no link to this whole
Capital building thing.
incident. Yeah. So that vehicle was later signed by what he need Councilor Massacre. So Councilor Massacre later on signed for the vehicle, and then Thomas Ettrick, signed for Thomas Ettrick and the other guys who at the time were arrested. But then during the cross-examination, the defense lawyer immediately objected, arguing that the testimony from Russia considered suggested criminal use of the vehicle were all supporting evidence. So they presented a document to the court, right? So this document.
If you say they, you mean prosecution, right?
No.
Defense?
The defense, because Russia is still on cross-examination.
Okay.
There's report that link the defendant. So the defense counsel is going, bit by bit of all of those documents that they have presented to the court as evidence.
Like the police report and all of that, right?
Yeah, so like the police report now we are talking about, right?
Okay.
So according to the defense now, the call law, according to Ettrick call law, the call law on December 18th at 5:07, Ettrick was at Waterside LEC.
Okay.
The same day.
7 minutes after 1 minute, 7 minutes after 7 in the morning, Frederick Corlock indicated that he was at Waterside.
Yeah, he was at Waterside by 5:07.
Okay.
Okay. And then at the Capitol building, the caller shows that he was around the bypass around 5:51.
5:51.
And by that time, according to the defense, the Capitol building was already set ablaze. But the actual was at the Capitol building at 6:27 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
So the defense counsel are saying that during the time of the burning of the Capitol building, according to the court law, it did not specify that actual was at the crime scene when the incident happened.
The prosecution is saying that Thomas Andrew was one of those who set the place ablaze.
Yes, the one prosecution claimed that actually, but according to the court law, when you look at the timing,
there is no way to link him to the commission of the crime.
Yeah, because at 5:07 he was at Waterside. Then 5:51 he was around the Capitol building, but at that time Capitol building around the Capitol bypass. At that time the building was already set in place. But then at 6:25 a.m. he was at the Capitol building. So that's where the defense argument is coming from, because on the at the crime scene, looking at the court law, it did not show any link that actually was on the crime scene when the incident happened. That was one of their arguments.
Okay, let's look at the questions about the material, like the chloral bottle and all of that, in the absence of a forensic investigation or a forensic test result and all of that. Talk to us about that. What did the prosecution witness say, and how was the cross-examination on that aspect?
Okay, so now the thing here is that on that aspect of the chloral bottle, according to the report, the report said that this chloral bottle was found within the Capitol building. Okay. And the matchbox was found on the second floor. But then Russell testimony in recent on yesterday, he said that the found or empty chloral bottle with a smell of gasoline. So there's one brought some contradiction in his testimony, because according to the report, in that report,
but what the location of the chloral bottle, was it consistent with what the police report Had?
No. That Flora bottle, they said, according to that report, they said it had gas gas was in that Flora bottle when it found it somewhere within the Capitol building. But then yesterday, his testimony, he said he found an empty Flora bottle around the former speaker where he always park his car.
Park his car, yeah.
Yeah.
So which contradicted the report? Okay.
The report. So there was first and defense came in and said, but then his testimony from the report is contradicting, right? Because whatsoever you wrote in your report, I think you're supposed to be telling people this, what was specified in your report. Now, what you're supposed to tell the court, but coming out to tell the court that you found an empty Flora bottle around where the speaker usually park a car, and then you found the report is saying that it was found somewhere within. So
and the report, Jackie, was done by the very Raphael himself, right?
Yes. And before the defense asked
he signed the very report.
Yes. Yeah, before the defense asked him, they passed that report also here, asking whether it was his report, which of course he went through the report and he testified that yes, it is his report. So based on his report now, they started questioning him from his report.
So who is Raphael in this case?
Raphael is the chief investigator.
The chief investigator of the Liberia National Police.
Liberia National Police.
And he investigated the fire incident and submitted his report as evidence.
Exactly.
And it is the report that's been cross-examined, and his testimony are inconsistent with the report.
Consistent with his report.
So where does this leave the process?
So now, if you start contradicting your own report, what does it mean? What does it show?
Okay.
So for now, I can't really speak to that because
I know you will.
Yeah. So the juror who are judges. So the juror who are judges of the fight will sit, and they will decide the case whether.
I'm speaking basically about the morale of the case, particularly from the perspective of the prosecution. If prosecution starts to guess, they kind of early blows in terms of the performance of one of its prime witness. I mean, the morale.
Yes, the morale. I mean, it's not really encouraging. Seriously, it's not really encouraging. So the prosecution needs to do more.
Okay, all right, Jackie. Thank you very kindly. That was splendid. Thanks a lot, and of course, we'll keep following.
Yeah. Okay, I will. Thank you.
Okay. So that must be some kind of dramatic scene,
So are the same people that they are supporting and say that we can lie? That didn't want there. So you took up your own time, did an investigation, write your own report. And then the very report you write, it almost like you go to school all along. The teacher gave you notes, you copy the notes, they gave you quiz and all of that. The test time now, you go to get test questions, you answer the test questions. The same test question you answer that you claim you study, and you need the test question that they want you answer. Teacher hold the paper from you and tell you, see, will ask you question from the very paper, the very answer you give me. Then you that say you study, you did it work from your head now. They ask you a question from the very test you took. You're saying something different from what you have on paper.
So the question becomes: did Raphael mislead the state? Did Raphael deceive the country? Did Raphael wrongfully accuse the suspects? Because if Raphael has demonstrated inconsistency with findings of his own investigation that linked the suspect to the crime in the trial process where he's being cross-examined, and then his testimony are 360-degree inconsistent with the findings of his own investigative report. What kind of country are we? and somebody said there's still a case, because the essence of what is going on now is to clearly link the suspect with the commission of the crime. And then the man goes there, right? His own crime scene that he's trying to construct and explain, right? He is, I mean, I don't know, blundering. Like people say ordinarily that God beating them so. Mr. Boubacar has to run this country fairly. These things are not good. That other people own a husband, other people own children, other people own a father, other people own brothers, you are treating in this form and manner. Other people own 9 months. It is wrongfully treated, right? Incarcerated for the wrong reason, put behind bars for all these months, right? Almost years that they are there, and that there is no clear basis for their incarceration. The state cannot be seen as doing these kinds of things. They are completely against international best practices and, of course, human rights. I mean, we're following the case. We are not saying anything, but from as these things go on, and the public interest is there, but it's becoming, like the lady said, it's becoming difficult for prosecution. It's like a nosedive. Terrible, with all of the noise. And imagine 1 minute, the Inspector General of the Police sat on state radio and said he has more than 100% evidence, and he needed to go to court. He's in court, and this is what I think defense should do. They should summon the RG to take the stand. That Inspector General should take the stand, and when he does, he will be disgraced. From the look of things, from what I'm seeing around this case,
I think the code will always go for people mentioned. I mean, like the reason they brought on that inspector is because he did the report.
Yeah, but that's a police, man. So the police could choose.
So they will always choose somebody who they think is able to represent. But the thing is,
the RG went on the scene. Remember, he said that it was an arson.
We have sat back and said this consistently, and I don't know how far many of you are waiting for it to reach before you see it from the perspective at which we are seeing it. This country is still being divided. This country, Liberians are divided. The president is showing no interest in unifying the country. By virtue of the fact that he's always going against critical voices, going against people who they perceive as against their interest. This is a clear example of this. Capitol building got at fire. President went there and stood at that grounds of the Capitol building and accused Liberians and said that act was carried out by people he referred to as hooligans. In the interpretation of the RG's interpretation of hooligans, people from the opposition are the hooligans. So he ran after lawmakers, used batons to beat lawmakers, all in the name of satisfying their political interest. Today, all of the politics have ceased. The case is in court. The Lord is taking its course. And people who should represent the government in prosecuting those individuals accused are flip-flopping on what they wrote, on what they investigated. So how does finding a Clorox bottle at the grounds of the Capitol building, or whether in the chamber of the Capitol building, how does it connect to Hagar's being involved, especially when there was no forensic investigation done to prove that Hagar, this Clorox bottle, Hagar had it at so and so time, or maybe Hagar had this bottle. This matches boss that is being talked about, there has been no forensic investigation done to prove that Hagar had this matches boss. But only because we want to satisfy our political interest. We run after people we perceive to be against the interests of the government or against the interests of the political party.
So hey, let's leave it there. You know, the poor mattering code, you know. So we are providing update. You ever to know what is going on because the whole government, you know, me can be causing whole day, ain't telling all about the capital building. The whole capital building at got point. They say, oh, this is where we are. But anyway, folks, another issue we'd like to run over quickly is this concern that's been raised by some citizens and, of course, members of the sport committee in Margibi County around the purchase of a bus for the county team.
Maybe we need to share that the pictures of
the and that has generated some degree of accountability questions, particularly as some journalists have gone around and did some review of the bus that was purchased, the current condition of the bus and all of that. It looks extremely used and dilapidated to an extent. You know, looking at the cost that the leadership have announced, the superintendent is under serious, immense scrutiny for this, and the questions are being asked. We do not know. Basically, what we try to do is to just elevate the conversation to indicate that, look, public money is public money. Public money does not cease to become public money because United Party is in power or because Baka has appointed you as superintendent, so you can go ahead and use public money anyhow, and that's it. No. So we want to commend all of the young people who have raised this issue. I think it's important. That is the beginning of the citizens' fight against corruption. That when you notice in your county, in your community, that misapplication and misappropriation has happened, you raise the issue and you demand accountability, and that's what Margibians are doing. It's a good thing. So you yourself will see, the boss versus the figures we're hearing. Something we're trying very hard to verify exactly what the county sport leadership or the county leadership, the cost they are attaching to this. Some account will say 39,000, others will say 30,000, 25,000. Right? Fine. So, but then when you look at the bus in question, it should value not more than $7,000 to $8,000 in the real sense, right? Not more than $7,000 to $8,000. It's been used, not only used, but it has been Ganave used, right?
Relay
used. And then you go sell that one to Margibi County for over 20,000 to 30,000 thereabout. What does the rescue take the Liberian people for? What do they take Liberian people for? The people give you power. You think the people have sold their conscience to you? The people have sold their themselves to you in ways that you can just abuse them and slap them in their face? Look at this, right? You think the man, then you go take pin and pull it all on it and pull picture on it. And I saw at some point, I think some of the lawmakers go and say they're going to present a Margibi boss, old ratting boss. We didn't even get time for the condition of the boss. Now, about the money, what you're saying, you're taking from the county to buy the boss. Is it justified? Why are the people so brave in stealing from the people today? Why are officials of this government so brave in stealing that they do it openly, right? And they feel nothing's going to happen? This is broad day thievery. This is corruption. This is clear corruption. And everybody, even the small children passing on the street of Kakata, and tell them, say, oh, that the 30,000, say 30,000.
At the exterior of the bus here.
So that when they spray the bus fine, they put tinted on the windshield, then they take, and put design on the Margibi County. But honor the boss, oil leaking from honor the boss. Generally, the NTA buses that they brought, they go refurbish the NTA buses they brought. I saw plastic bag, that plastic bag hanging on the bus. I said, I thought a brand new bus here, then that plastic hanging on it. The same thing with this.
Because they put on when the bus will leak water for you to see it.
Brand new buses. When buses have been running in our regular and African rules where the dice can be on the street collecting, so the plastics are hitching, and the high was under the NTA buses when they brought them, when they are not even put them on the streets. I saw them. Similar things with this. And this is the exterior. When you see it, you feel like, oh yeah, it's okay, right? But when you see the tire, you can know straight that they put spray or something. You can know straight that they spray it to justify the money. The superintendent who they say, I know you're part of motorcycle people, what. The motorcycle was celebrating, the men get it now. The men for chopping that they can't me boss money. Let's go to the next picture. Let's go inside now.
Then we read out the right out from one of the.
See inside the bus that they have to. You ever not see women do bus, produce bus, brand new bus, then they tie rubber on it. See the gear area there. See, I know what thing they go put down there. They tie rubber on it. They're not all buses. They can do they want to. That one, I know that relay or that what they tie the rubber, they pull it around it. That inside the $20,000 to $30,000 bus for Margibi County. Right? Let's go to the next one. See the flow. Does this bus look like a new bus to you or a used bus? Look at the flow. They boy look at bus that now haul people from Rayleigh to Ganta for years. Where all the market old money now step all inside. Look at this. You can't do that to the country. You can't do that to the people. That's the flow of the very bus who you saw painted outside. And they're telling the people in Margibi that they've paid that sum of money for. Right? And so, fellow Liberians, this is the magnitude of thievery that's going on in Liberia today. And until you stop making people feel comfortable because it's a unity party government or something, they will not get afraid to steal from you in broad daylight. And that's the point. For the superintendent to be brave and go stand their boss in front of Margibi people and say, oh, yeah, your boss, what about for telephone? That means the society, the community has made him feel safe that you can go there and tell lie and move on there and other people will celebrate. What does the writer say?
So I want to get some. Okay, let me get this from her. I want to do some So it's important for us to bring this in, and the people of Margibi and how you call him, OJ Morris, should get ready for this, because for me, I'm going to stay on this up until we can get to the logical conclusion. So let me get the read out from. I think I shared this with you, right? Okay, I'm gonna get it.
Let run through it quickly.
Yeah. So this is a post done by a journalist there, Godfrey Morris, there in Margibi County, Kakata to be specific. He said this 14 hours ago. He said, the Margibi Sports Association, through its chairman, Mr. Tony Walker, has publicly stated that the bus was purchased and imported from South Korea at a total cost of USD 21,500. The bus that you see here,
South Korea bus.
The bus that you see on camera, for those of you watching on Facebook, the bus, they say it came from South Korea, and the actual price of this bus is 21,500, covering both purchase and shipment to Liberia. However, graphic evidence of the vehicle's interior raises substantial doubts about this claim. The images show a bus with a severely degraded interior, including torn and discolored dashboard, panels, exposed wiring, mob stain and rusted flooring, wall-out seats, and loosely fixed fitting. These conditions are consistent with a vehicle that has undergone prolonged heavy usage rather than one recently imported or reconditioned for international shipment. Industry standard for vehicle export from South Korea, particularly buses, require basic roadworthiness, cleanliness, and inspection prior to shipment. Even used buses exported at mid-range prices are typically clean, reconditioned, and structured. So let's just stop there, Abu. But the fact is, Godfrey is quoting the head of the Mike Gibby County Sports Association, who have said the bus that you see on camera, the one that you, for those of you watching on Facebook, the Mike Gibby County Sports Association head have said this is the bus that they got from how you call it, from South Korea, and they bus here. The actual price for this bus is $21,500. So let me share with you another picture. This one is from Nimba County. You remember in 2021, I think 2021, 2022, or 2020, 2021 county sports meet, when Nimba won the county meet, was it against Bapolu? I think against Bapolu. Musa Belete, but then in his private capacity, made a contribution of 20,000 United States dollars to the Nimba County Sports Association through the fund, through an ad hoc committee that was set up to raise funds. And in that, I was a part of that committee. We raised funds for the Nimba County Sports Association when the boys came to town before they could beat Grand Bassa 2-0. So when Musa gave that box, that's he gave that money. This was the money that, because he promised that you're going to purchase bus for the county if the county wins the tournament. So this was the bus that 20,000 USD bought. So the previous bus you saw is the one from Mike Gibby County. That Mike Gibby County own a bus exterior here. That the outside part of Mike Gibby County own a bus. That the inside part here. Another part of the inside part. Another one. So this is the Mike Gibby County on a bus that they bought for $21,500. In fact, it came from South Korea for $21,500. This is the Nimba County bus, the exterior, the outside part of the Nimba County bus that was bought for, I think, around $19,000 or $20,000. And it was bought right here in Congo Town. So this is the Nimba County bus, purchased for around $19,000 to $20,000. And the previous one you saw is Mike Gibby County bus. Let's look into the Nimba County bus. You see it? I want to get this video. So this is the inside part of the Nimba County bus. But I don't know what they do it, but they don't do it today. But I'm saying this to say, Mike Gibby County bus, they said they bought it for 21. In fact, they imported the bus for $21,500. And Nimba County chose to buy her own bus right here in Congo Town for around $19,000 to $20,000. So compare the Mike Gibby County bus that was imported from South Korea, compare it with the Nimba County bus that was bought right here in Congo Town. Why will people choose to be this corrupt and feel like they can ride on the gullibility of our society? Where in the world you will tell me, say they boss here? They boss. Why they sit all looking at it? You say you bought it $21,500. But you know why? Nothing will be done. The superintendent appointed those who are serving as sports committee heads. And everything that is happening, he's a part of this. So, because he's a part of it and he fought for this rescued mission, Baka will not see he will not see this as corruption. Baka will not see this as financial malpractice. That song is called I'll come here, I'll get it just shortly. So he will not see this as something that requires public attention, that as something is called amen. So he will not see it as something that requires attention, that warrant investigation. So you make mockery of the people of Mike Gibby County. You feel like they are too, I don't know, I should say stupid, to the point that you will look at that kind of boss where, in fact, the people that are looking at the boss, they're laughing. You will look at that kind of boss and tell us, say, the boss that you bought it for $21,500. Why? Why now, man? People, what really Liberians did to this administration that everyone that is coming in with their own corrupt mind.
Okay.
It's terrible for our country.
Very terrible indeed. So, folks, that's it. Right? We run you over these few things to look at and ponder over, and then you will realize the magnitude of trouble that the country is in. The point where, I mean, it's like everybody trying to grab their own. So every slight opportunity anybody has uses that to steal and rob.
But I said it yesterday. I said the guys, they are not sure that they are going to come back. So every opportunity that everyone is having, they are utilizing it, not for the benefit of the country.
But I thought they came to serve. It has to be about service. It has to be about bringing to bear experience, compassion, and love for country. So to have transition or transform that into a grand corruption or stealing scheme, I am bewildered. But anyway, so this is it, folks, fellow Liberians. We are transitioning to a matter that is social, that is political, that is equally something that makes one to sit down and see and ask yourself a question: what does it mean? How does it pay you to be a flag bearer of Liberia? What benefit do you get? How does the country come in? At what point does the country provide you a degree of immunities in terms of, if you may, privilege to an extent based on the fact that you are playing some sort of ambassadorial role? Most times, our athletes, our celebrities, these are people who are not being paid by the government, not right, but they are playing meaningful role projecting the country in ways that even those who are being paid in the foreign service to do these things are not doing them in ways. And these are people that are freely marketing. I have some pictures here with those who are being paid, right, to portray and project this country and promote this country image out there. All they do, they will ladder in business class and other things. These young Liberians who are making life, right, promoting the culture, the art of this country, singing, all of that. Sometimes we all enjoy the music. So the way we handle them, the way we deal with them has to be dignified. Oh yeah, we're a responsible country. It has to be dignified, right? Some of what these people are, these individuals or these young kids are contributing to Liberia, it's way more than these so-called politicians who lie their way to power and public office, and they sit there and they're ripping millions out of this country. And when they have issues or their relatives and children have issues, we treat them with dignity, we treat them with respect. But when the artists, the musicians have issues with politicians, we use that for grandstanding and showboating purposes. The entire weekend, we've been following and witnessing the treatment meted against superstar Bokero. For what? Some 30 grams of marijuana. Less than $4 market value. Less than $4. The market value of the marijuana that was confiscated from his home. Less than $4. Right? In which way? We have equally been reminded that for the quantum of substance that he was arrested with, he can be released. He can be bailed. He cannot go to jail. But why has the system insisted on incarcerating Bokero? Becomes the question. And why is the DEA kind of doing excessively more than required in instances and cases where landmark drug burst has happened? To date, we do not know the status, or we've not seen any suspect around the big headable drug burst in district number 17. that parcel of Dongafle Bay drugs that they arrested. Do we know any name or any individual has the LDEA in all of us show voting exhibits? Have they published any individual or anybody attached to that drug bust in District 17? No. The lady that was arrested with several parcels of Koso, with several parcels of heroines at the airport, right? Where is her status? Has anybody seen her on video? Have you seen that lady being recorded? Right? This other Jonathan guy associated with, I don't know, Tantan Boakai, right? That got arrested. Where is him? Did anybody see any live video recording of Jonathan? So why is Bucky Raw case being treated the way it's being treated? Especially the magnitude of Bucky's action cannot be equal to those cases that we just talked about. What is going on? Could it be that Bucky and some other artists during the 2023 election openly and clearly supported the former regime, and these malice have been there, and they have now for the most part associated with most programs that this regime has organized and celebration that they have executed? Could it be these things could play? Somebody sitting behind the scene that destroy the money or to try to prove a point. Should the country be run that way? What about the drug law and what the drug law says in this instant case? Are we prepared to follow that? Right? Or we're just, as a state, conniving to destroy a young man that Liberia is not, did not spend a penny in their making. The people the country did not make, the country must not be rallied to destroy and bring them down. Especially when we see state institutions where tax dollars are being paid to, energizing themselves to destroy a Liberian career and bring it down and play into the industry and rivalry. Because no matter what, every sector, every industry has their own competition. So if I see musician and throwing that one, I can understand.
It's normal.
That is normal.
It's normal.
If I see one musician saying, "Oh, do they want that?" you can understand. But again, you must be that independent institution, responsible, and like the twin mother. At that point, preserve the dignity of the star, so that the state is not seen as acting to destroy the man. Where are the opportunities in Liberia? The country is not making the youth. The youth are vulnerable. The youth are victims of the state failures. The state failures. That's exactly what it is. And this will take me to a very profound deliberation by the valedictorian from the Baptist Theological Seminary, the wife of former Foreign Minister Mrs. Kemea. She spoke very profoundly about this matter, where she said arresting and jailing has failed to address Liberia drug crisis. Just arresting people and jailing them, right? And we all know that is not the solution to the drug crisis, but the government insists and continue on that path without even going for the nitty-gritty of this or the substance of the issues. Liberia's response to drug addiction has become a revolving door of arrest, humiliation, and neglect, one that punishes the sick while leaving the real crisis untouched. Across Monrovia and other urban communities, young men and women are rounded up from the streets, detained, and later released with no treatment, no counseling, no clear path to recovery. This approach is not justice. It is institutional failure. The valedictorian of the Baptist Theological Seminary, Mrs. Kemea, averred. Addiction in Liberia is still largely treated as a crime, In this case, it's, when people say, oh, the men are victims, other people be asking, it has become like, for the most part, an addiction for Bucky or some other young people out there, right? And you don't treat addiction as a crime. So why are you treating Bucky Raw like a criminal? And I see some of our friends say they're journalists too, and they're just talking, and I'm like, okay, this is a society where, right? You don't treat addiction. No society treats addiction like a crime. The society designed programs to recover these people, right, and bring them back and take them from the attitude and go for the dealers. Addiction in Liberia is still largely treated as a crime rather than a public health emergency. Law enforcement raids and public crackdown may create the appearance of action, but they fail to address the root cause. So that raid you saw them carrying, you see them join in pick or they plenty the joint. It may appear to you like something is being done, but nothing is being done. So we're aware. Biango, we are aware. Look, Biango, we are following your process. Biango, all your unsuccessful crackdown that you've been going on, we're documenting them. Biango, we don't want to be seen as, oh, anybody go DA the minute, we can give you time. We're aware what you're doing. That's not how to fight drugs. Right? Because your actions, the appearance of your actions may seem as though something is happening, but the fact remains that these actions fail to address the root cause of substance abuse, poverty, trauma, unemployment, and lack of mental health support. Without rehabilitation centers, trained counselors, and community-based recovery programs, arresting addicts only deepens their suffering and pushes them further to the margins of society. And it seems that's what they want to do to Bucky Raw. They want to destroy him for less than for less than $4 US worth of marijuana. You're humiliating the man. You're embarrassing the man image, destroying the man face. Unprofessional officers, criminal minded. What kind of society are we? Just jump up. Somebody build their record, to build their image for years and years. Some recruited officers just wear black pass around and and just go and start doing all kind of nonsense. Just destroy you one day. The face can't sell like it used to. The image gets tinted and embarrassed. What kind of society are we running? And you think you're running a government here? I don't know what to talk about. I think it's disappointing.
It's disappointing, just as you said. It is disappointing, especially when we see people who are supposed to be protecting the laws of our country getting involved into actions that undermine the laws of our country. Then it's terrible for all of us. Abu, Bucky's situation, like you said, is no different from the cases, all the young individuals arrested from various streets recently by the government and taken to the Johnsonville RRC area there. Bucky was not involved in the sale of drugs or the import of drugs. Bucky is a victim of this Molu guy who is as well an importer of drugs in the country. Bucky is a victim of Dominic Molu's action to import drugs in this country. Bucky is a victim of COSO's action to import drugs in this country. Bucky is a victim of several of those individuals that you've caught and released. Bucky is a victim Bucky is not an importer of drugs, or he's not selling drugs. But from what we are gathering is that the regime is going after Bucky because of his decision to have rejected a request from the regime for him to perform at their December 6th event. What you think we don't know? Bucky is under 2 ways attack.
We're hearing that.
One is from another group of entertainers who have requested Bucky to perform at their event. Bucky refused because of the cash they wanted to offer. He said was low. They requested that their artists perform at Bucky's event. Bucky also said, your artist can come, but I'm not the one requesting for your artist, so I'm not paying anything. So, and because they two had event within that very same space of time, they thought they could go after Bucky to sabotage his event, just so they can get their own set, so their own can call attention. So Bucky is a victim of 2 ways planned against him. The government, the regime is going after Bucky because he refused to perform at that December 6th event.
So it has political
undertones. They see him as a sedition. So because of that, that's why you see, they tell you the people don't know Abu that Bucky is a victim. They know that.
You know, and besides, hey guys, let me just hold you there a little bit, right? And I've listened to a lot of the guys say, "Oh, the law is the law," especially these misguided and half-educated miscoins masquerading as moral voices in the country, and they are abusing the media privilege, right? Say that, oh, it is the law has to be applied, and my thing is, have you read the law? In the instant case, what does the law say? You can be a journalist and then you be having surface conversations about issues. When things happen, you don't just rush to start talking, or because you have a sentiment. No, you don't do that, right? You get to the nitty-gritty of the matter, and your conversation or your input should be from an informed perspective. Now, according to the Labor Drugs Law 2023, bailable offenses are categorized as, for example, the simple possession of a small quantity for personal use, section 14.89, under the very law that is saying, oh, the law has to be applied, is bailable. So yes, Bucky can be bailed and released because the quantity he was arrested with is infinitesimal. And clearly, like he said in one of the video, it was for his personal use. So he's a victim. So the system must be able to
protect him,
rehabilitate that man from that addiction. No, we're not seeing that. We're seeing 3, 4, 5 pick-up Ford with armed toting, right? Misguided DEA officers whom themselves do not even understand their code of ethics. And they will just go there using gunpowder. That's the country. And any of us could be victim of it. People will just rush on you with gunpowder and try to intimidate you and violate your rights. And that's the country we have today. Right? Today is Bucky, and you all can be saying, man, I'm not the music people, the entertainment. I'm not too like that into it. But this is wrong. This is wrong. And somebody should take this thing up. And the people, the young people, which I'll come to, right? So this section of the law, and that is considered a second-degree felony, but it is a bailable offense. The bail amount is set at twice the value of the substance and must be in cash or a bank certificate.
So that is to say,
the law is the law.
So that is to say, if what they arrested from Bucky is $5, Bucky must pay $10 for him to be released.
And that what you're creating all the hype for. Somebody did a breakdown of the market value as per the very DEA own standard, and its value around little over, it's $3.10 US dollars. So as per the law, they bill for that $6.20 to be billed. That matters, $6.20.
That's what the law says.
So just suppose that with the magnitude of humiliation and disgrace that the LDEA and our officers are meeting on Bucky Road. Is it justified? Absolutely not. Let's go to the cases.
Please read the portion of the law so people who listen can go and read out.
Go search for the Labor Jock Law 2023, section 14.89 and read. Then when you finish reading, and then you can start saying the law is the law. This is the moment for the young people to rise up. This is one of you. This is your generation being wrongfully and illegally harassed and intimidated by elements in statecraft that have ulterior motives. And the motives are clear and they're glaring, they're seen. Bring this man down. Should it be that way? You could be another person in another area where you've built yourself and somebody think they have issue with you and they use the power because of their connection and they destroy your life. So the youth should rise up, should stand up and confront this and demand that Bucky be released. I support the call for Bucky release. Bucky should be free. Bucky has been wrongfully maltreated. Bucky is a victim. Why are they shooting the criminals who are bringing these drugs to the country? Right? Let the DEA update the country on the elements behind this District 17 drug burst. Let them tell us. Let them call the name and carry video and put video camera on them.
How far is the Dominic Molu case? How far is
Dominic Molu?
Koso case?
Where is Koso? Let them put video on Koso. These people brought in heroines. Right? We're over Dominic more than how many thousand? More than 200 to 300,000.
Yeah, I think it was
worth
500,000
US dollars. But they're shooting that man. Nobody even know where he is.
Because he's related to Tantan Bwakai. Bwakai know him well as well. Even the president knows this Dominic guy. So because of that, Dominic is not being treated in the form and manner that he's supposed to be treated. People like Dominic, people like Koso are the ones who are supposed to be facing the kind of humiliation that Bucky is experiencing. But because of political alignment,
Koso that UP financier, the lady, we talk about it here, we posted a picture of UP regalia and all of those, blah, blah, blah. I think like something, some kind of big investors and blah, blah, blah. Unity Party, drug criminals, they're shielded. And then an innocent user is being treated like a state criminal. Can you imagine? Folks, fellow Liberians, you're out there. The country is not looking fair. Equity not exists here. That status, that connection, that partisanship, that we're running. If you think that how it's going to be, today is Bucky, tomorrow we don't know who it is going to be. So some of us, look, we treat every case as though we are going to be the next victim because we know they're sitting in their corner setting for people like us. So the moment, so we have to condemn, because once you follow the law in the country, you're not going to do anything to us. But when you keep doing things the way you are doing it, violating your own law, I challenge you, bring all that LDA men that went out, 3, 4, 5 people that went there, they didn't even know the LDA code. They didn't even read the law. They can, somebody, yeah, my man, I'm picking, man, put my picking in the fools, man. Yeah, look for black load now. You gotta put black load and buy one boots for the man. Yeah, I finished buying the boots and the black load. Yeah, put the man inside. So put the man inside, man, and they get in that DEA. How are we running the country like that? And all they gotta do, their loyalty not to the state. Because if you're loyalty to the state, your loyalty will be to the state, and you understand the instruction of the state, and that's what you'll be executing. Let's take this song. I think it's important we take this one from Bucky. Look at the talent that's been humiliated, that's been disgraced.
You send me on my way, show me where the boy you don't be nothing.
son. But you are Poma. Yeah, we blasted I knew now about Poma. I went the one go about Toma. You woke me up this morning, gave me food to eat, gave me clothes to wear. You sent me on my way, show me where to go. You told me not to fail. But you are Poma. Yeah, we blasted I knew now about Poma. I went the one go about Toma. Amen. I said, I God help me with my own trouble, and I ever hear my say, yeah. Amen. I said, I God help me with my own struggle, and I ever hear my say, yeah. Amen. I wanna show him that I'm grateful. He uplifted me from deportation in jailhouse. He gave me my music gift, the one I pray for. They say I'm suffering, that one I'm more tough. I collect my blessing, my God offer. He reunite me with my son and my daughter. So I'm thankful for sympathy and the water. He take my trouble and he tore it on his head. He take my problem and he put it on his face. And I pray on my knees and I worry. I've been praying for him just to hurry. Sorry, he only come on his time. So I keep in my faith, repenting my hate. All the thing when not right, it's only he that can judge me. The one that's above me, the one that giving me life. I said, I God help me with my own trouble, and I ever hear my say, yeah. Amen. I said, I God help me with my own struggle, and I ever hear my say, yeah. Amen. I said, I God help me with my own children, and I ever hear my say, yeah. Amen. I said, I God help me with my own marriage, and I ever hear my say, yeah. Amen. He put the food on my table, giving me more blessings, making me struggle in hard time for more lessons. But no weapon that form against me should prosper. When I don't hear the apple, he provide money for trasa. And through my baba thing I did, you still helping me. For selling drugs, you stop people there from hurting me. You remember I died in my car accident, you brought me back to life. My music gift like heaven sent. Yesterday I was facing my problems. It was just yesterday I was locked up in prison. But you show me the way to go away.
Oh, look, man, folks, join in the call. Join the call. The government is after Bucky Raw. They are going after him for all of the wrong reason. Bucky crime is biddable. Bucky actions are treated as though he has committed first degree under the law. The lack of Koso and Jonathan are the ones who Dominic who committed that. Dominic is friend to the president's son, and that very Dominic. Nobody know where is Dominic, but look at how Bucky Raw is being treated. Fellow Liberians, we are opening the phone lines. Are your voice? Let's call for Bucky's release. Oh yeah, we have to be a country, a nation that pleads for justice, a nation that stands for justice, a nation that stands for equity and fairness. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers to call. This is the Freedom Morning Rise on Freedom 87.9. My name is Abu, and of course Higa is here. Let's hear you speak for justice. At least now you know what the laws is. And trust me, we will not have supported or side with Bucky. It will know clearly he is against the law. But know what is happening? It's unacceptable. The young people, the youth, all across the slum and other areas need to stand up. Bucky should be released. The weekend should not keep Bucky in the custody of the LDA or just whoever.
When it come on his time, so I keep in my faith, repenting my hate. All the thing when not right, it's only he that can judge me, the one that's above me.
Okay. Yes, it's important, Abu. It's good that we are talking about the laws of our country. And in this case, we are talking about specifically the drug law in our country. So, like you read, Abu, it is clear for us to understand. Somebody would not think that we are supporting people for doing the wrong thing.
No, we're supporting the law.
We are supporting what the law says. And if you read through the drug law, the Controlled Drugs and Substances Act of 2023 was signed in July of 2023. If you read, it talks about trafficking and production. So let's read under trafficking. It says the unlicensed importation, like in the case of Dominic Molu, in the case of Koso, the unlicensed importation, production, and distribution of drugs, people who can bring in the drugs and sell it out to people to start selling it for them in communities. Control of drugs or substance, including those in Schedule 1, such as cocaine and fentanyl, derivative, is a first-degree felony, punishable by 10 to 20 years in prison. Koso, we not hear anything about Koso case. How far we are with that case, we have not heard anything about it. We have not heard anything about Dominic Molu case, even though that was importation of drugs in unlicensed. Then Bucky is found under the possession and use. In this case, what it says here, the use or consumption of control. Bucky, in one of the interviews done over the weekend when he was arrested, what he said, he's an artist. When he want to do his song, he take his stuff to get inspiration. That's what he said. So in this case, Bucky is found under the possession and use. The use or consumption of controlled drugs and substances is a second-degree felony and is bailable. A provision designed to treat users as victims in need of rehabilitation.
Simple.
That's where we are.
That's how the law was passed 2023. Right?
Go and read through it.
Then you come, look at
go on the internet and
search
search for the Controlled Drugs and Substances Act of 2023. It was signed in July.
Then you arrest the person under the first-degree felony. You treat them
like somebody on
and sue them and hide them. Nobody even know them. Nobody know where they were about. You sneak them out of the country, so to speak. Right? Then you arrest the other man under the second-degree felony with marijuana. Right? Then you treating the man like the first-degree felony person what you made to lead the country. Labyrinth, this is rescue for you. Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning. Go ahead. I know, right? Thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Good morning. Morning.
Morning.
Thank you for the show this morning, and I want to show that the government will lose the Arson case. They just lost on the people for nothing. And I hope that the government will do the right thing and release Bucky. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Ika Plumo calling from Tony Street.
Go ahead.
You have to tell people to free Bucky. If they're not free Bucky, we the young people will go in the streets. We're ready to go in the street for Bucky. We get it from now to this evening. Tomorrow we're getting the street. We're not still on the street. Let it free Bucky. Bucky not the free man for not catching marijuana. We know people that in the culture that smoke Joseph Baga so smoke loud too. But we holding Bucky out there. Listening to getting the street. We're not being easy with the young people. We got two people tomorrow can be inspired. They provide nothing for them to put Bucky free in jail. They need a free Bucky.
All right. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, Freedom FM.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is Dr. Lord, calling from Galway, New Jersey.
Let's hear you, sir.
First of all, I want us to get the clarity between marijuana and drugs. Marijuana is a herb. I don't know why they classify under drugs, but we will come to that. The issue about marijuana have health benefits. Yesterday, my mother was dying with asthma. I had to go out in the street looking for marijuana to cook tea for her before she could come back to herself. Doctors are not speaking to it. This is an individual who told you that he did this for his own inspiration. The law is everywhere, even in Ghana, that these people that do these things for their personal inspiration, they are allowed. Because what quantity they do.
Oh, my God.
Let's talk to David King from my end here. David, morning.
Yeah, morning, my brother.
Go ahead.
Good morning to Abu. This is David King. And, you know, brother, that entire fire incident at the Capitol building, it was really traumatic until the judge himself gave an order. He will not be political about it. the entire case through.
David, your line is cracking. I don't know.
Yesterday, the guy told us that the crew have also the guys are phoning that bring the place. They were phoning the judge. Now they are telling us that the crew have also were 20 feet away from where the students are in park. So what are they saying? The story is too contradictory.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
You just chunk that case out, and then you have a bucket raw.
Morning.
Bucket raw is being unresponsive because the division and the political alignment of the CDC.
Okay.
This is why they try to destroy him.
All right. David, thank you very much. Good morning. Morning, sir.
Yeah, one of the silent listeners.
Mm-hmm.
I can always listen to Radio Freedom. All the things that you're saying, it's just going in my blood and soul. Because then imagine somebody else, you should quantity, you don't hold them for that.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody will just take small to say, oh, man, take it. I feel far to sing and to
and the man who want it is different from the one the people that bring the Baba drugs to.
Yeah.
The Baba drugs people you had then you may way to lead the country.
The all talent is. But then the man will take it. Then you put it on social media. The means of fact, even in America, look at it in America. They take it to write the music to sing more music.
Yeah, so the country need to write it for them to release the man.
Yeah, man, it's okay for me.
Everybody need to join. Leave free bucket raw. Look. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Abu. Let me say good morning to Hika.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Edmund Khan, man. You know, so I think we can put bucket raw in the category of user. So what the law says about the user, the one that take it. Okay? But the thing is all about political gain. And this is why the United Party government, I don't know. All they are doing is to fight and continue the silence or those who they refer to as opposition and opposition supporter. Okay? Because if somebody will refuse to participate in your program, enough fools, because in the past, they saw Bucket Raw being associating himself with CDC program and those stuff. So they decided to play on him to see whether they're going to get him to perform. Refusing to do so, here we are. Look at the quantity. We are not against the fight against drugs, but what we are saying is to be holistic. You can arrest all of them. Look at the quantity of drugs that were arrested at the airport. You guys were calling the value each of those plates. How many were for each of those plates? When they took off for trial, the judge said they can't produce the drugs in court. And along the drugs cannot be produced in court, Peter was allowed to go free. Where is she today? And how do you compare the quantity of drugs that were brought in country by Peter to that just 30 grams of marijuana that is being produced here? People can farm for it here. So when I hear the officer say, oh, you know that we can't take it here, don't lie. Not everybody can take it here. Say it's unlawful for you to take it openly or all of those stuff, but if you say they can't take it here, you're not saying the truth. Then how come people are growing it here? Because we don't have fun here for you. They can't tell me that they don't know. So I pray that we'll be able to stay with Bucket Raw. Let the right thing be done. If you don't want for him to take it, you can help to rehabilitate him and take it from him.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let me take 3 more calls and then we can move something else. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Morning.
Yeah, the story about the boss, the children of boy in my TV.
Mm-hmm.
The children is right. Because national government didn't sing. No bosses that will grow. Can anybody tell me which country the bosses came from? Can anybody tell me how much government bought each of the bosses? Nothing. So the children are from the president and the whole government.
Okay.
Yeah. The bosses are brought today. Nobody can tell you which country the bosses came from.
Yeah, so that follow the leader.
Yeah.
They see where they were bringing the Ghana people bosses, it backfired. I think where the men to go bring on a Korea boss.
Yeah, but look at the bosses fees. We have money boss no easy the full fees. And that's not government. Right?
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning.
Yeah, Abu, I think good morning to you guys. My name is Ishmael Omar, and I call you guys this morning from Painesville. Two things quickly I'd like to speak to. First, I really want to ask this government what are the bosses are brand new bosses they bought for us. Like, I listen to you guys. I've been trying to do my own fact check on the bosses to know whether they have brand new bosses. One of the things I got to understand that even the bosses, many of them are laying one star. In a form, looking like it's laying one star. I think in my mind they have to be able to come out to open it to the public. One of the bosses are brand new bosses.
Are the government you waiting for to come out and tell the public the truth about you'll be waiting for forever.
Having the issue of drug in the country, the fight against drug in the country, I think they have to also be able to be holistic. Okay? They cannot be telling us the drug. And while big faces are being caught, when they are being released, then to someone like Bucky Raw, who uses drugs for inspiration, he's telling us, he went here to a few passes of marijuana, and you are telling me that he's going to be immediate. Even the laws are not being fully applied. He's telling us that the laws are not being applied properly, but he's telling us that you are fighting drugs in our Bucky Raw. What I want to tell the government is that they need to be serious in the country. Like somebody say, the thing I have to do with the fight against drugs, you have to go back to setting a mechanism that can be able to prove you right. For example, the issue of counseling, the issue of rehabilitation centers. Hey, the 2 years now, we cannot see just one action taken to be able to put some of the mechanisms into place. So what is happening?
Let the people free Bucky Raw. They picking for the man. They just want to destroy the young man. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. You're live. Go ahead.
Hello?
Good morning.
Go ahead, Chief.
Okay, that person is not ready. So let's take another. Good morning. Okay, just the last call on 0776 104 104 086 500 104. Let's hear you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Prince and I call you from Manchester, Georgia.
Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, the drugs been the funny like the drugs been in your country does that's the power of our country because it is not only what you all have done for the drugs, it is there that a lot of people have done for the drugs and they have done free. The case of what you all, we are actually fulfilled because one thing the government will understand the key is that what you all is an addict, something to be a power of body leader. To do music, but erecting, putting on camera is actually bad. Actually, see our stuff. As for me, I'm not a bit of that man.
Okay, so you need to come. You need to come in solidarity, stand up, and let the government, let the president free Bucky Raw. It seems they are doing the matter as if to say that the president telling them say y'all do the man like this. I don't know, but they got to slow down, man. Right? The main case clear. We read all the law for you right here. We read the law. Unless they want to tell us now the country not operating by law anymore, which it seems actually. But should we sit and fold our hands and allow these things to continue? And that is why STAN, the civil society STAN, have said these violations continue to go on unabated. No matter the signal, no matter the alarm, the government seems careless. Yesterday, I was in a meeting, not a meeting per se, but I was in a conversation with some friends on the way things are proceeding in the country. Normally, the reason critical voices are there so that when issues come up, the professionals as well, right? They assess, evaluate, and raise concerns about matters that are not properly done so that the government will go back in a closet and try to adjust and try to fix these things. But again, we're not seeing that with this government. They are recalcitrant, they're adamant, they're very, very disgruntled and rude, so to speak. Most times when matters that are done, and of course they're not done in the proper way, are raised, the government insists on them and they go ahead. let's talk about even the budget preparations, the budget executions, and all of these things, and blah, blah, blah. We have a system where no matter what the citizens say, the government wants the government, even if it is an error, a mistake that everybody agrees to, the government will still go ahead and do it. The president has set the stage for that. It matters with all of the different court processes and the court ruling on the tenure position that the president violated, even though he was reminded that no, these actions are contrary to what the law says. The president still went ahead and did it. You follow the speakership thing and what happened. So it is a culture that's continuing unabated. Last year budget, after the passage of the budget got altered, the number got flipped, and these issues were raised. Nothing happened. The government acted as if to say nothing was going on. They ignored the people. They ignored the concerns, the alarms. Right? We're in this year again. Genuine concerns are being raised with the budget, and they are insisting on doing it. So most times, the critical voices and advocates and things, basically, we're only speaking for the record, just to document the excesses, right? Not necessarily to raise the alarm for change to happen. Anyway, to say the thing, then the government will change it and do it. Or you advocate that, oh, pregnant women are dying, for example, when the lady died at redemption. Was it redemption? Yeah, redemption, right? Giving birth. So that the government will do something. The government does nothing, right? When we reported that clinics, public health facilities were charging people escrow fees, and in fact, at these different public facilities, they get basket there now. Before they attend to you, you got to put money in the basket. We raise these things, and these systems still continue. The government has done nothing about it because
Louis and the foreign.
Yeah,
the lottery authority got their boss there.
So you see, so they have put the buses to the places you go for service. So you got to put, if you put it there, forget it. You'll be standing in the line. You'll be there. So imagine the health facility. The government, when we raise these things, they see a more like partisan and thing. They don't go there and say, oh, these people are helping us to be better. As much as they are critic, but they're helping us to get better. Yeah, when they identify the flaw, we must not leave it there. We must go and remove that flaw. Then we reducing on the issues that they will be talking about. But we say the thing 1 year apart, the same thing will still be there. Additionals will just be added. New ones will just be adding to it. This is the case. Sten says, no. The last time we're out, the president felt the country was for him. They did not do anything. We're coming out again. So tomorrow is protest day. Sten is coming out. Sten is coming out not because the leaders of Sten don't have food to eat. Not because they don't have cars to work to drive. Not because the children are not in school. Sten is coming up because the vast majority of us do not have these basic necessities. And that the government that's responsible to provide an environment for all of us to have access to these is playing laissez-faire and ignoring the plight and concerns of the people. Sten says, look, we'll come out. The life in the country today is unbalanced, it is unfair. There are too many people complaining. Look at the streets. Festive season, empty. Family heads don't have anything. No job.
The sellers are more than the buyers.
Right? No job. People are being laid off their jobs. Foreigners are taking Liberian job. And the system is selling the job to foreigners in the country when your mind and your pocket can get anything to provide. The places they're supposed to work, the job that the country reserved for its citizens and its people, this government is selling that to foreigners. Sten says, We are coming out tomorrow. We're coming out. Our people are dying with no accountability. Our people are dying with no accountability. We're coming out. And when we say these things and when they're reported in the news and other organizations talk about them, the government ignore it. They say nothing. MICA provides no update, no government position on these mysterious killings across the country. But every now and then you listen to MICA, right? The minister and his deputies are really insults. Minister and his deputy that have failed Lena and the New Liberal newspaper has run into bankruptcy. Oh, you don't know that New Liberal has gone into bankruptcy? They're owing publishers around here honor this man watch. These are the situations we have. The corruptions and compromises and violations surrounding public procurement and, of course, government purchases. States that we are coming out. Look at the yellow machine, for example. That public money, it is not their private money. They're using government money. They're using public money to make these purchases. And folks, no proper accountability. See what our dear brother Benedict Koluba wrote some hours ago. In 2017, United Palestinian Bureau, now President Joseph Numa Boakai, then serving as Vice President to Madam Shirley Ellen Johnson, admitted that the government has squandered many opportunities. According to him, Madam Shirley was the darling of the war, attracting unprecedented donor support. Yet, little was done to empower young people, create jobs, and reduce poverty. According to data from the Ministry of Finance and Development, planning shows that about 4.5 billion in agreements were signed, with 3.51 billion disbursed at the time the statement was made. In a small country like Liberia, such resources should have transformed lives. Indeed, it was a squandered opportunity. Today, as president, Boakai faces another chance to address Liberia's binding constraints. Since the economic boom of the 1950s and 1960s, when Liberia was considered a middle-income country, growth has failed to translate into development. Extractive concessions continue to take billions in raw materials, providing minimum royalties and less than 5% of jobs. Oh yes, these are repeated missed opportunities. In 2026, fellow Liberians, Liberia will receive a one-time bonus payment of $200 million from Accelometa, the largest in its history. Well-being economists saw this as a rare opportunity to tackle electricity and roads, critical to unlocking growth. Yet, the so-called rescue mission has again squandered the chance, diverting funds to recurring interventions with little lasting impact. Where's the country going? Fellow Liberians, we have been here before. Think of bomb mines or bombing hills, moments of promise that faded into regret. The 200 million windfall could have been a turning point, a legacy project for future generations. Instead, it risks becoming yet another squandered opportunity. Liberia will spend 200 million in 2026 without remembering that there is a meter here. Indeed, this is another squandered opportunity, and these and other egregious squander that are going on in the country, Stan say we are coming out to send a signal, to send a message to those in power. that the country is not going well. Hagar, what's your thought?
So, Liberians will have to move to the point to understand that actions that are being called for by Stan is not for how you call him, Moba Molu and a few others who you may see as the head of the organization, but it is about us Liberians, because since this government came into power, there has been absolutely no citizens' action that will make this government to sit back and rethink. For every time there is move to do so, citizens get carried away by the action of the regime police. So fear has engulfed the citizens. And I always told people, Abu, I've said this to somebody, if care is not taken, this regime will want to use the opposition, they will do the opposition in the next election. Like you can see what is happening to Bobby Wine in Uganda. So because all of these things that are happening, Liberians continue to sit back because of their fear, that police, blah, 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 blah. But it is important for you as citizens, it is important for you to come up and express to the government, like you did on June 7 in 2019, like you did in December of 2019, like you did in December of 2022, when you call on the WIAS administration to do things from what they were doing. And you went to the ballot boxes in 2020, and you had the opportunity to express your anger. But in this case, you don't have any opportunity through the ballot box except for 2029. Assemble so that the international community will see and understand how many Liberians are not feeling good about the running of the government. It is important for you, not for me. Mm-hmm. No matter what, not for Abu. But you that since day, you've not gotten a clearer understanding of how you will find something to eat today, you're supposed to make a move. Oh, yeah. You that your child or children are being sent out of school and you don't even have an understanding of how you are going to ensure that your child can go back to school, you're supposed to make a move. You that your father, your husband, your woman, your whatever was dismissed some government job because that person was not a praise singer to the government, or the regime see them as somebody against the interests of the government or from the opposition angle, you're supposed to come out. But for every time we say, you go, you say it back. You make the regime to feel like things are normal. Everything is okay with you. That's why you are not coming out. But they saw you when you came out in June of 2019. They saw you when you came out in December of 2019, in December of 2022. When you came out, you expressed to the regime, but then that, yes, things are not normal. We need to do things in the way that the citizen will appreciate. But today, I don't know whether you're the city, people feel like you're comfortable. You're sitting there, be listening to people who call themselves pastors and people around here calling themselves civil society advocates and all of that. It is important. Tomorrow is important for you. There is nothing further we can say than this, Abu.
Oh yeah. It is another chance. It's another chance to bring your anger to the street for the world to see, for the government to take you. It's another chance to put your grievances public for the world to see and the government to take notice. No matter how you sit in your homes, you call on few platforms and say them, it comes with no magnitude. But if your numbers are rallied in significant amount and your actions and of course your grievances are sufficient enough to create a momentary slowdown, that would be a huge message. And that's what you have to do. The next day, we continue with the country. One thing we can say, this country is not going to go back, never ever. But this country must not kowtow into suppression and oppression simply because people are worried and afraid that we will not go back. There's no way we can go back to the dark days. But people must not take advantage of that to suppress, oppress, humiliate, and deny other people. And justify that denial by discrimination and segregation. And of course, partisanship. These are not the basis by which the country was formed. The country was formed to create an environment of equity, fairness, because we are one country, one people, one destiny. But look at us today. The people with green have a whole different destiny and treatment. And the people who are not wearing green are treated like outcasts. Do you agree to be treated like that? Should you wear color? Where is this whole color thing coming from? I thought this man is supposed to be a man that unite the country, put the country together. Even if you can develop anywhere, anything around you. But the legacy of bringing the country further closer to one another will have been a great legacy that you'll be remembered for. There's no project. 2 years completing. There's no project. No investment. No money attracted. No capacity built. How many doctors, Liberian doctors, has this government sent out here to specialize? How many engineers have we sent out to specialize? How many geologists? We're talking about oil. We're talking about gas. We're talking about iron ore. We're talking about days. Capacity building. So what have they done in 2 years' time that guarantee a prosperous future for Liberia? What have they done? The country is just going like that. Debra will come out, Debra will come out, Debra will come out. And that's it. Nothing you see that give you hope. There's no prospect. There is no investment in the future. Let the people show you where. Where are they investing in? What are they investing in? You think the whole partisan thing will, that how the country will end up on party thing, defend and attack, defend and attack? Beyond that, what is your legacy of investing in the future, in the tomorrow of the country, so that we anticipate that Liberia today will be significantly different from Liberia 10 years ago. 10 years from now, sorry. In terms of capacity, in terms of professional, the professional space, right? Then we'll reduce on imported bureaucrats. But nothing. They train graduate from high school. The very same officials will go there. They serve as guest speaker. They will talk all the sweet things. They move from there. They come. No policy is driven towards recruiting these children, sending them and training them as doctors, training them as specialist doctors to come back here in the next 10 years so our hospitals can be equipped as the population is expanding, but they are only interested in creating more district and bringing more of them in the legislature. That's what Stan said. We need to come out. This is not the vision. This is not the project that the Liberian settled for. This is not what we expected. And now, if the unexpected is being unraveled, should you sit with hands folded and not do anything about it? Some of you are too mediocre. Some of you are too weak and good for nothing. That you will sit there eating dry rice, you're okay with it. And you think it is your destiny to be eating dry rice all your life. To have your children in community schools. Look at over the weekend, I saw some of the schools, somebody's child was beaten, and then I don't know what happened, they got drunk or what happened, right? I saw something like that. But then Kwame Weeks was displaying the facility. Is that worth to be in our communities? You know why people see this kind of thing and still send their children there? Because the people are charging less. You see what destitutions can do? You risk the life, the safety of your child and send them in an environment where there is serious disaster hanging. You are prepared to send your child there. Poverty makes you to send your child there. And the system that should allow your life to move from that place to another, you're refusing. You're weak and lazy to stand up to that system. And you think it's a Molu thing. You listen to Molu daughter the last time. Molu could say, my children are doing well, I'm doing okay, I don't care. If I won't be in I sit about my business. Well, what is here, brother Costa say for instance, when you get a money lesson,
okay.
In your laboratory anymore. So you see, these are the people that are in it for something for themselves. Molu said no. Right? Let's keep standing for our people because we need to bring other people on board. We all left the interior of Kingdom Moria to look for a better life. We can't. Other people have centralized the whole thing and they exclude the rest of us. So if we fought our way, we get there, we must fight for other people to come on board. And that's how the lack of Molu and other people are still they still remain standing. In the cost of the people, the struggle continues. Are you prepared to give reason, to give meaning to the struggle tomorrow? Are you prepared to do that? Are you prepared to come out, to justify, to say that, yes, indeed, the struggle is yours and you take possession of it? That's tomorrow. Come out. When the people do it in Equatorial Guinea or wherever they did it, the other time in Kenya and other places, they're not more human beings than you are. Right? They're going through the same thing, but they say, we can't bear this. You must change it. But in Liberia, they say, we can bear it. What's the message? Our job is to talk. Our job is to inspire. Our job is to let you know what you can do with your right. The onus is on you. Take it. It's about you. So if you take the action, if any adjustment is made in government, it benefits you. If adjustment is made in the way the budget is distributed, it affects everybody. Because when we go JFK now, our family and ourselves will not be denied because there is no bed. Sometimes you think it's the cruelty of the nurses and the people there. No, it's not. They are overwhelmed. The system is not supporting them sufficiently to be able to create the means. But again, some of them sound like the system because they have to protect that job. That's what you see. You think these people are cruel? People at JFK and other public facilities, they're not cruel. The system has turned them into monsters against their own people. So they have to see you in terrible condition and turn their back on you. They don't have the means. Government is not giving them the support. No medicine there, no medicine there. And then you go there with your sick family, dying, and they will shut the door on you. And you can't say, oh, JFK people wicked. It is the government. That's what Stan is saying. Come out. We're hearing millions, hearing billions.
All of the challenges that are faced by JFK are not faced by private hospitals.
Because the private hospital, they're providing.
They are providing the things for them.
And the money can provide it, but the government is not putting the money there. The government is buying new cars.
The government hospitals and even government schools, it is always the case because once the government is not making available the funds or the fundings to those institutions so that what they want, they can get them, you always encounter this problem. That's why you see people will have to be charged $80 for dialysis process, and then you pay even at $80. I still got that video. It's terrible. You pay that $80 and still you will not get treated.
You'll not get treated. Living from Clay right here to Douala, it's like hell. The people are going through it. Stand up and tell the government, say, you're telling us that you're building the roads, but look at what we are going through in this time and age. Look at Sierra Leone right here. From Conakry all the way to Monrovia through this corridor. It is only Clay to Douala. 2 years down the road, the government cannot repair that, cannot pave that. Let's take call. 0776 104 104 086 500. Protest Day. Come out. Speak out.
Let's speak calls on the 0776 104 104 886 500 104. Let's get to
the phone ringing. Hello, good morning. Yeah, move away from your monitor.
Yes, I'm moving now.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I want to say big thanks to Spain for coming out tomorrow because we all going to be out. We're going to support them. Every means we have to support them because we cannot sit in local government, keep suppressing the cities. We're going to send a mass number out tomorrow from Track Community District, number 11, Regime Speaker District.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
So you're on Ninape Regime District now?
Good morning. The message say he Regime Speaker now. So
yeah, Ninape Regime District.
And I like it when people call it because that distinguishing factor has to be there. And a proper speaker, and a regime speaker, it always has to be that. The tag has to be there, and I like it that way. It's a good thing. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead. Go ahead, you're live.
Okay, well, tomorrow the protest is all about either you lead or you lead on the presidency. But tomorrow the protest will be in two pieces. We're coming for the release of Boki Opon because the leave Opon now are the party program of the year. Boki Opon because no money that is taken. So tomorrow the protest will be in two phases. If leave or lead and if we move.
Good morning. Good morning, sir. Good morning. Wow. Fine. Good general. Happy. Go ahead.
This is Ismail PT Green in the person of Nibakari.
Go ahead, Chief.
Abu, let me tell you good morning and good morning to Iga. Abu, let me prefer you. Let me name of the speaker. Let me is a beautiful speaker. Beautiful. Go to the district. Also to Bara Jeremiah Kun and here family there now.
This
look, what do they let me? They make people all one. Me are calling people Kun.
But all I have, the boy every million. The boy
to Kajo or Yamato. After that, the issue the benefit to tell them to everyone will be there.
So what do you Ismail stay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Ismail, they won't deal with man Regime Speaker. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, that call is not ready. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah.
Morning, sir. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Okay, my name is
Come, your line is coming a little distorted, but.
This government, we just want to remind them, this particular government, is their pick and choose thing they doing. We are telling the government, let me see reason to release Bucket Raw. Bucket Raw is a setup. What the date of Bucket Raw is a setup. You work for Bucket Raw to move on a 7 show, and my son is saying, we're on that show. And say my son, because Bucket Raw is my uncle son. So I reside in Canada, Bucket Raw is my son. Let me see reason back for me to release Bucket Raw. On F. All over the street. Because people are breaking trust in the country.
Yeah, but people going on the street tomorrow. People, you might say your will go on the street tomorrow. I would say.
So I'm not giving people that will come on the street for.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't know what happened to the line. As soon as we start talking about it tomorrow, protest now, the line is just shaking again. Right? What is going on, Mr. Barker? 0776 104 104 065 500 104 plus 3186 500 104. The country is such that only one group of people enjoying, the rest of the other people are suffering. The majority of the people are suffering in the country. Good morning. Let's hear you.
Good morning, Abu and Yega.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you for the topic on our discussion. I'm Dennis Kwame calling from Simcoe. You know, it's a selected justice within Labrador for now. There's no justice for opposition, only justice for United Partisan. There's no some decision. You know what the decision they take to get on the floor. They put it that we to be more active. So what the issue? The woman they arrested at the airport. Where is she? I'm a Tata friend. Where is he? So only people from the opposition side that you're getting into the space. So Bakai gotta do something. Tomorrow people will be outside. They gotta put that man out. They made a decision. They have nothing to do with that. Thank you for the show.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Abu, good morning. Abu, Ega, good morning.
Morning, boss.
My name is Israel Kumar for a second segment show. The thing is, let me start by saying there's going to be so. What do I mean? The thing is, the law that says to tell majority shall conduct business. That law, when I apply during the passage of the current 2026 budget.
Oh, that budget thing, we'll talk about it. I know we'll talk about that. So party or 10G budget.
Very good. So coming to working law issue, the law is not also being applied. I don't know why this government is not living by law. So some of the reason why tomorrow we have to come on our number to speak peacefully to this government to try to apply our laws properly. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for participating as well. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Morning.
This district now regime district. The only thing I have ever done for oil, part of the up and down our district here. So this district is now a regime district.
Okay. So
that regime speaker.
No, that Billboard district now.
Yeah, that Billboard district. That's all you got. So we come out tomorrow, we're not stupid people.
Okay. Thank you very much. The woman only clarify that the district now regime district. Morning.
Yeah. Instead of calling from
Winston District 3.
Yeah. Thank you so much this morning for the topic. For all your things pertaining to the Bucket Raw issue, every Liberian see what happened, what is doing with Bucket. Bucket issue, even down to the officer that went for the arrest of Bucket, personally they are suspending. We know they suspend the officer with no good proof. Because the officer went on his Facebook page and posted that Bucket was released. So for him doing that, they suspend him. Bucket is not the only person they can catch with Bucket. They can't be poor and tell me say the officer they can take it in. And the plan here that has that go in. So Bucket issue is just going different. Leaders just carrying, reporting the man, posting on different. man. Take it. It is bad. You have a free bucket. You give them from today weekend. The bucket not come off.
What kind of weekend? The poor protesting tomorrow. So then he said
Okay. Okay, that's cool.
All right. Thank you very much. You know what I mean? For somebody to be held in detention wrongfully for more than 3 days. Go ahead.
Can't go today. I get my brother now. God, thank you.
Go ahead, man.
Morning.
Okay.
Thanks to two of you in the studio for everyday information. You're doing very, very well. Tomorrow protest will be great. Because they put in a lot to all. That music, what you close them, some people play that music, they laugh, I big you, what you for. Yeah.
Okay.
Tomorrow will be awesome for them. Because they can laugh. Even the places are working. I won't talk play there. It's too sorry for. It's sorry for.
Okay, tomorrow. All right. Thank you, my brother. Let's take Avin. Avin been trying to get us. Go ahead, Avin, you're live.
Thank you, Abu and Higa.
Morning.
I'm so disturbed this morning. You know, people also who are from the social justice background, the student activism background thing. We do not care how people see us and how people interpret our stances. What we clear about is that we move our passion and we move with conviction in dealing with issues that confront the broader mass of our people. The issue about Bucky Raw, I've been following Bucky Raw lately on the issues. I think the government hands are inside, and according to my investigation, sources around the office of the vice president are talking about sources around the vice president hinted me to a classified information intelligence that the Unity Party approached Bucky Raw, tried to offer him so that he performed on the December 6th field homecoming ceremony, and Bucky Raw said clearly to them that he has already pledged support to the former president of the country, His Excellency President George Manawiya, and doing so to attend Unity Party's program to perform will be a sign of betrayal. You want to focus on his craft and everything. And that's why if you look at the whole Bucky Raw's arrest scenario,
how did you get this information? The way you're narrating it, as if to say, a real thing is happening. How you get the information?
Abu, you are a professional journalist. I want you to call the office of the vice president, call any of the staffs there, and I challenge them to disprove what I'm saying. Because I've been approached. I have friends and colleagues in the office of the vice president, and there are supporters of Bucky Raw who also reached out to me. I have no business. They just I said this is unfair, and that's why we are stepping out now. That's why we are speaking out now, that people must not be politically witch hunted because they are taking side, or they do not support the power of the day, or they do not subscribe to the power of the political system that governs the country. I am telling you, Abu, that the vice president's office is not far from this. Mr. Jeremiah Kuhn, who believes that because he and Bucky from the same county and that it is compelling that Bucky supports him, that is not how democracy works. That is not how the tenets of democracy have to be taken. I am saying to you, the manner and fashion in which Bucky were arrested, Abu, you are a professional journalist. Can't you see? Look, let that objective verse and take all of the political spectacles. Look at the clear truth and look at penetrating insight. How come that this man take you? So it means that the man is a user. Now, the last time I checked, Abu, all of the users were not paraded down the way the man was paraded. The huge media mediation, being place being pick up.
Even the traders have not been paraded like that.
Yeah, perpetrators are not being paraded like that. The man admitted on camera that he's a perpetrator. Oh, if somebody stole and the person say, "Yeah, I'm a criminal," they start beating the person, he start throwing the person all around the place. The man say, "I am a victim. I say I'm a user. I do not support people who take drugs or who did drugs, but they did catch the man with you parcel or consignment quantity of drugs. No, you not see nothing. You went in the man's bathroom, you went in the man's room, you check in the living room, you check on the bed, you went in the city, you not see nothing. The only thing the man tells you, the thing I can take so that I can get inspired. Are we supporting people who can take drugs? No. But if the man in question admit to the officers of the DEA that he does what he was arrested for, yes, he admitted. What do you do now? You put the man through the criminal justice system and people to investigate the man, get the man due process. And if there's a violation, it is payable that the man be released. But on the condition where you take Al Jazeera, you take CNN, you take all the media entities and things, and you ask them to say,
you deny the man. You similarly deny the man his due process.
You deny the man due process only because you now realize that, I mean, this guy did not support your political side, and you want to come at him and try to diminish, try to minimize his brand, try to disfigure his personality. You know you're doing for Buggy Raw? You know what you want to get me in this process, Abu? I just investigated that Buggy was deported from America.
Yeah, I know.
And you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean?
Somebody who's trying to pick themselves up from down there, and then you go, it's terrible.
Exactly. Then Tatan Banga, who has an open ghetto, he called that entertainment right before to rehab there. You are never arrested him for anything.
Well, they can smoke marijuana profusely there.
He can smoke. He can smoke marijuana. Dominic Malu, who is a friend of George Banker's son, he is currently Alash. Nobody has arrested him. Now, what making me more angry is the fact that what's the name? J. Brian McGill, who opened raped a 14-year-old child, right? He raped that girl, and that girl today is going through everlasting trauma. And the government told us that they're still looking for DNA machine to determine rape and to do all investigation. He is yet to be arrested. He is yet to be paraded and be dragged beyond the nasty part of the Memorial Central Prison. Why want people to be very selective when it comes to justice? Why under bucket raw? So this is not about CDC. It's not about Unity Party. It is about justice. It's about being very, 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 very unfair to a young man who is trying to go through his. Okay, send the man to usual. Get the man to rehab center. When somebody says I'm unusual, then you go put the man in some beach. So if that is the case, then why not arrest all the people who's smoking weed? Why can't arrest all of them, put them in some beach? Because our argument is that you take the people to rehab centers and rehabilitate them.
Okay,
that is our argument.
Thank you. Well grounded. Thank you very kindly for your input. And so that is it, folks. We have to hold it right there. And time is fast spent. But these are our positions, and of course, we will be following. Yes, we support the release of Bucky Raw, and we stand in solidarity. We stand in showing that the rights of every Liberians are advocated for, and of course, the government is reminded to know that they are not operating in vacuum. And yes, the president must lead or leave, and to lead, that means you're serving the interests of each and every Liberian, and by extension, every human being living and residing in the bailiwick of Liberia must enjoy from the leadership of the president. That's what we want. If he cannot afford that leadership, then he should leave. He should leave and set up his Unity Party Republic. You get plenty of other unit, you can put a small ministry in there, more than being one, and then they run their unit party government.
Imagine that kind of ministry. We can do anything.
But yeah, we gotta go, man.
Yeah, and we'll be here tomorrow. What's the update on our sabbatical? Our break?
Yeah, I mean Thursday I will be leaving, and then Friday you conclude for the week. And so to let you know that, of course, we'll be taking our year-end break, and we'll resume on the 5th of January. It has been a wonderful time.
Somebody say they want to underwrite the cost for our stay for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, they thought to our business of it. Now we got our own business of it.
You call that one the Freedom Money Rise business office.
Eddie, wait, let me squeeze Eddie Chawale. Eddie, good morning. I'm sure you want to participate on the show. You are a criminal justice a student, so to speak, right?
And you also serve at that justice ministry,
the correction facility. Yeah. So talk to us. What is the bucket rod thing and the way it's being handled and all of that? What do you have to submit?
So basically, we first need to understand the issues of drugs abuse and drugs misuse, and these are criminal justice ideas and arguments that a lot of us we have not understand. So with respect to Bucky Raw situation, it's under the category of drugs abuse, and the fact that it is under the category of drugs abuse, the perspective of rehabilitation must be fundamental to the extent that criminal justice practitioners sees the users of drugs as a victim, not a suspect. The user of drugs as a victim, not a suspect. In the perspective of the proceedings of the government, we think that the actions of the government is a gross violations of the law. First and foremost, when you are arrested by a DEA officer, the law does not give the DEA practitioner the right to take your photo and place it on the public media or wherever. It does not give them the right.
Okay.
The extent where your photo is taken is where you go through the criminal justice system for the DEA process, and you go to the court, and then the court remand you to the correction facility. When you enter the correction facility, there's a system within the correction facility called the EPIC system. That system is the correction practitioner are on responsibility to photograph you, to take your DNA, which is a fingerprint, and process you through the admitting proceeding.
Okay.
Now, when you going to be processed through the admitting proceeding, the reason that is that it's going to give a documentary records as to the individual in custody of the prison facility. DA police does not have the legal authority to photograph suspect and display the suspect photos in the public glare.
Eddie,
so
that's a whole
it's public immediation. It's gross violations of human rights. Yeah.
Eddie, that's a whole new narrative, because from what we've seen and what we've witnessed happening repeatedly, and I'm glad you brought the police in. They call it mock shot, right?
Yeah. So
there's
nowhere in law that says that a suspect that is arrested on a crime scene must be photographed and displayed on the social media. No, it does not say that. To do so is a violation. In fact, to even give the suspect the prima facie, meaning the fruit of the crime, to give the suspect to hold the prima facie and photograph it and put it in the public square is a violation of law. You cannot do so. What you do is that as a professional criminal justice practitioner, when the suspect is arrested, you keep the man in custody in the space of 48 hours. You're going to process it in 48 hours to collect the admissibility of the evidence, meaning the fruit of the crime, the corpus delicti. When you collect the corpus delicti, then you present the evidence in court.
Okay.
To substantiate the legality of the argument and the allegations. You present it in court. When that man is processed in court, he's remanded at the correction facility.
Okay.
When you go at intake, it is in intake in the prison facility where the correction practitioners are on an obligation to photograph the suspect in questions and display the suspect photo in the booking system. And that booking system will be there for record. Because the more important record is to identify as to whether the person is a recidivist, a repeated offender, and to also inform the public on prevailing circumstances. That is the basis of it. To give the court record to also as well. To take a citizen and display a citizen photo on the public media from the DA office or the police, that intent is premeditated. It's intended to bring the man to a public disrepute. It's politically influenced. It does not have any legal standing.
Okay.
And so we as criminal justice practitioners, we're trying to elect in the minds of the citizens.
Okay, Eddie, we'll have to find time to talk about this more. I think I found this very interesting. This is a great conversation that we're sorry time is fast spent, but we can have some arrangement to talk about this more.
No problem. We're going to educate the people about procedure. We not need to be subjected to certain things.
Certainly.
We'll tell the people about arrest procedure. We'll give them the entire criminal justice highway.
Thank you very much, Eddie Trawale. I think that was profound input, but again, time is fast spent. We gotta go. These are the young CDC intellectuals flexing their intellectual prowess and all of that. So 2029 promises to be an interesting moment around here. So let's take. We are leaving you until we see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful time. Bye bye.